Hello. All right.
It's the one and only Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what happened with the D.R.E.
All right. What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We are back at it again here on ZingerNation at the Stock Pick Power Hour. That's right, guys. What we're trying to spend these 45, 50 minutes together every day is not just to have a little bit of fun, but also to get the trade ideas going. We want this to be the best trade idea resource out there. Ideas not just coming from myself, not just coming from our guests, but also out of the community. I'm seeing a ton of people talk about ticker CLSK, so we're absolutely going to talk about that one, guys. If there's any other stocks, tickers you want us to talk about during the show, let us know. Drop them in the chat. We're going to try to get through them all. But without further ado, I want to jump straight into it, guys. We've got a jam-packed show for us all today. So first things first, we're going to start off with a disaster of the day. You guys know I love that segment. This is a stock that is a disaster, burning to the ground, so we're going to hit one of those. We are then going to do an update on the live portfolio. Yes, it's my live portfolio that I pull up, share on the screen every single day so we can sort of track some of these trades together. We're talking PLTR, BABA, and NIO in that one. We are then going to have a very special guest on. Rex Finance will be joining us, talking about his trading strategies, some of the stocks that he likes for the upcoming year. We're going to hop into a chat challenge. So that is the basically we're throwing a question out to the group. We're going to ask you guys what is going to be the best performing stock of the week, basically the best swing trade of the week. We're going to crowdsource some of those tickers. We're going to see who the winner of that is. I think the winner of the chat challenge this week, we should get a little bit creative with the prizes. Last week, the winner took home a share of Apple. I still don't know how we're going to deliver that share of Apple exactly, but that was the prize for last week, so we'll figure that one out. But again, if you guys have ideas as to what the prize should be, go ahead and drop them in the chat. So some other tickers I'm seeing, we've got some Gilead, SYN, MARA. That's a good one. We'll definitely talk about that one. But cool, guys. All right, let's hit it. First thing that we are going to start off today for a little bit of fun is our disaster of the day stock. I am pulling the ticker up onto my screen now. Producer Rohan, could you pull it up? Who can guess the ticker? Oh, it's too late. All right, you all see the ticker. ALLK, company Alicos. Stock is down 8.5% today. We'll sad horns that. And let me show you guys a 1-year chart on this. So the stocks run way up, right? It had close to doubled as of about a week ago over the past year from the lows where we had the stock down into the 40s. I mean, it had 4x from some of those COVID lows. Here's the problem with this stock. This is the news that I do not like out of this one. Let me scroll you guys down here in my Benzinga Pro newsfeed. Check out this insider sale. We had a director at the company, Paul Walker, selling 103,000 shares at $141 per share. That's a big sale. $14.5 million share sale of stock that's coming out of a director. It's a $4.6 billion market cap company. And so stock is reacting down about 8.5%. It was down a little bit more this morning. But here's what I think is notable about this one, right? The insiders at the company, right? The management teams, the board of directors, etc. They know more about the stock and more about the industry than we do, right? They are in the trenches of this thing every day. They're seeing way more information than we are. And something that we often talk about on this show is as a catalyst that we like when we're trying to pick stocks, buy stocks, is we love to see insiders buying these names, right? We want to see the CEO loading up on shares, the board of directors loading up on shares, because again, they know more than we do. They're smarter about their business than we are about their business. They know the outlook's better than we do, right? They're forecasting 5 years out. We only get 1 year guidance. But when you have a director come in and sell a $14.5 million stake in the company, especially right after momentum had cracked, right? Look at this. The stock made an all-time high, and 1 or 2 days later is when he dumped his stake. Not good. My favorite comment. He was too fast, too furious with the Paul Walker shout out. Yes, that is true. So that is our disaster of the day, guys. Is ALLK with that sale of shares.
Luke, not to cut you off or anything right now, but just want to let you know that your co-host is ready to join. We have Jason Raznick on the stream, so whenever you want to bring him on, just let me know.
All right, I think we'll tell him to sit tight for about 40 minutes or so, and then right around 1 o'clock is when we'll bring Jason on. Does that work?
Sounds great.
No, come on. We got to bring him on now. You're supposed to say no. He's a vital part of the show. We need to get him on. Luke, you always say you want trade ideas. He comes with ideas. Let's bring him on the stream, producer Rohan.
All right, Jason, we should be able to hear you now. Let's get you on.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. I don't see you yet, but I hear you. There we go, and I see you.
All right. My hair is a little messy, though. I don't know what's up with that. But that's just
I thought you were going for like a mohawk. It's cool. It's trendy.
It does look like a mohawk. That's what I was going to say. But you guys, we have some great stuff. Paul Walker, who sold some shares in this company. Are we going to call Paul Walker right now to see why he sold some shares?
We should. Producer Aaron, could you work on that? Let's see if we can get a phone number.
Aaron Bride, can you get us Paul Walker phone number, email? Let's get Paul Walker on to see. So when a person buys a stock, that means they have conviction in their company. When they sell a stock, there could be multiple reasons. It could be, I don't want to say it, but it could be a divorce. It could be a death. It could be planning. It could be that they want to free up cash. It could be they're not as confident. Tax bill, all that kind of stuff. It's Luke. You didn't know this, but I put a big short on at the end of the year on the SPY because I thought the first day of the new year would be the biggest sell-off in like years in terms of like January's, because I thought people that had these huge profits last year were going to wait until the first day of the year to sell more of their stocks, which I did. So, I own like 600 shares of Slack and it's getting bought up by Salesforce. So I waited and I sold another 100 shares of Slack yesterday, and I sold some other stuff. And so I was surprised the market wasn't down more yesterday. I was really surprised by it. And obviously you can't predict day moves, but I thought it would be, and then the flip side of that too
is that a lot of the big losers from last year caught a bid yesterday, right? So anybody that dumped stocks to have some realized losses for the tax benefits, then buying back into some of those names, to get them back onto the books.
100%, Luke. You hit the nail on the head. So I was looking to buy some weak plays yesterday. So I bought one play, PENN. That's Penn National. It's online gaming, casino, physical things. It's also the thing behind the thing. DraftKings uses as license in some areas. It was down around $4 to $5. Part of it was because the CFO is leaving, but they brought a new CFO in. Dave Portnoy told me that the CFO was the top pick from Snowden. Whoever their current CEO is, I think it's not Snowden. It's something like that. J something. Anyway, so I picked up some more pen calls. RFL, I still like that. Luke, when you pull up the Benzinga Pro windows when we're on the show usually, why don't you do that on this thing when I pull up the charts? I'm just curious.
I can pull them up.
You can? Okay. I don't know.
Can we get the screen on there?
You don't have to, Luke. You don't have to. Rex Finance. Forget the screen. Rex Finance is more important than the screen, Luke.
Oh no.
Oh no, that was a mistake. That was a mistake, I guess.
Rex isn't quite yet ready yet. Not quite right. So sorry.
All right.
Here we go.
It was a tease. All right. So RFL. I don't know that one. What is that? Oh, and I can't hear Jason anymore.
All right.
Well, that's fine. Jason already gave his picks.
Wait, Jason should be back. He's back.
Are you back, Jason?
I'm back. I'm here.
Okay, all right. What is RFL?
RFL. That's right. It's not the NFL, but it's RFL. It's a biotech play that I gave on the show, and I bought it in real life on the show 3 weeks ago. We are up 15.98%. It is one that I read the email. RFL is one I read the email about. I read the email about RFL from a very smart guy that I received. I read it on the show, and I bought it, and I own it. And I sold some shares, but then I kept the rest. And so my buy cost was like around $21. RFL is a cancer oncology drug thing, and it's supposedly like the only one that can do a certain thing that it does. And I don't understand it, but there's 2 things that I'm good at. There's 50 things that I'm bad at, maybe 100 things I'm bad at, maybe 1,000 things I'm bad at. There's 2 things I'm good at. One is I can go really deep on a company and get the fundamental analysis. I can do that really well, and I can look at when the trend is. I'm not good at the timing of the trend, so I bought LIT, the lithium ETF, Luke, and I bought LTHM 3 years ago. I was 2 years too early. Okay, so my timing isn't the greatest. But the other thing that I'm good at, Luke, is I'm good at listening to smart people. I think I'm really good at that. This person, where RFL came from, Lukey?
It was, yes, Brian.
Yes, sir! So Brian knew nothing about it, but Brian's really smart friend sent him the thing and said, smart people are buying this RFL up. So I bought it. And I made it as a mid position. And hey, if you guys have other good stock picks,
and if you guys don't know who Brian is, he's an ex-hedge funder. Worked at an activist hedge fund actually for.
He was at Trian. He was at
Trian for a number of years. That's Nelson Peltz's fund. And we've had him on the show before. He gets deep on these stocks. I mean, he's forecasting out. He's calculating asset values. I mean, when he tells us to buy something, we buy it.
That's right. He got me in TAST at 185. It's at 620. He got me in Taco. That took many years. He got me in QRTEA. He didn't give me an Upwork, so what was he doing there? So, hey, in the chat, what are some of your plays? Now, I do have a question. He came on with QRTEA. That's right, Rule All Black. Good memory. So, did you guys think the show was funny yesterday? If you did, press 1. If you didn't, press 2. I know the
what
audio
did I miss
stuff
yesterday?
Well, the audio stuff sucked, and so I took a phone and I was going to throw it against the thing, and then I got in a fight with the TV here. I nailed my arm on it. I can't believe they haven't done a slow motion replay. I lifted my arm in anger, and literally it was like the hardest pain ever, and I was insane yesterday. I was literally insane. I called the Secret Service, but they didn't know that I was calling the Secret Service. I had this earpiece. The CIA, FBI thing. Look, Julie Wooden is talking about it. See, I called the CFA. I was the Florida man yesterday. Yesterday was the best show ever. That's a joke, James D. I didn't get that at first. I actually thought you thought it was the best show ever, but it was really the best show ever of the year. Oh no, are you saying it's the best show ever yesterday? That's good. Tell Luke that. But yeah, there's my earpiece, Luke. Do you see it?
I see it.
So I called the FBI, the CIA. I called the ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. I called everyone I could think of, every agency, because Rohan was under some conspiracy not to let what's the guy's name we had on yesterday? Please help me, guys. Come on, chat room. Who do we have on yesterday? I can't remember his name.
We had Jack Hurley on.
We had Jack Hurley on. Well, we didn't really have him on, Rohan, but then
towards the
eventually
end,
we did.
We got there eventually.
We got there. So Jack Hurley was on, Luke, and it was mayhem, and I was going crazy. I took this phone, this expensive phone at the W Hotel here, and I was throwing it, but then I didn't.
Wait, are they going to bill us for that phone?
Yeah. They may, because I took the phone, I unhooked it, and it was a mess, you know?
Okay.
So
they're going to overcharge us. You need to go to Best Buy, find the exact same model, and replace it. They're going to overcharge us if they have to replace the phone.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I'm in Miami Beach, I think. I don't know.
Jason, not to interrupt you or anything, again, we have Rex ready. We're good to go whenever you guys
Wait,
want
before you – okay, in 1 second. And then, Luke, the other part that they loved, our boy Drew, they call him No Energy Drew. He was the water boy assistant broadcaster, like the beard, you know, saying the same thing over and over, and he was him. But Drew is good when he goes on his own little rants, but he wasn't the side commentary guy that we needed yesterday. And they were teasing Drew too. So it was definitely a joke day. Oh, and speaking of that, before Rex comes on, we're starting a prank show. It's 1 hour every 2 weeks. I'm in Florida right now filming for the show. And like, this is kind of what we're doing. And it's going to be pranks related around business and things like that. So for example, the first prank I did, I went up, I was on the phone talking. I mean, I don't know, I'm not going to tell you guys because it's so good that I can't believe I kept a straight face, but it has to do with me doing a big deal over the phone. and trying to get rid of money, and I have no one to get rid of it to, and I'm talking loudly, and people come up to me and like talk to me about it. It's pretty funny. But next week. So now let's go. Chris Jugata, you don't care, Jason? Well, then you're in the wrong room, because you should care. You should care, because you have a lot of channels you can go to, and if you think I talk too much, go to another channel. That's the truth. Now bring on Rex.
All right, Rex, what's up, man? You get the honorary air horns. Welcome to the Power Hour. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Doing well, doing well. Sort of glad that this market seems to have stabilized a little bit after yesterday. But how's your trading been?
Rex,
it's been phenomenal. Yeah.
I missed
hey,
you.
Jason, I just have to say, I'm looking forward to the prank video. I'll be the first one to watch it. All right.
Yeah, your followers hate me, Rex. They hate me. They're like, we'll be out of here. They hate me, Rex.
Oh my gosh, Rex Nation, you better shape up out there, all right?
Because Rex, we had a very personal conversation a long time ago. So anyway, all right, we'll let you go to the stock stuff. Go ahead.
All right, so I guess just kick us off, Rex. But before we get into individual names, just give us a little bit of background on yourself. What you like to look for when you're trading, etc.
Yeah, so I'm a 19-year-old, which might surprise a lot of the people watching this, and I was just extremely blessed last year. Had about 1,000% return in my portfolio. I think you'd be hard pressed to find any other YouTuber out there.
1,000%. Don't stop. Come on, let's celebrate. You had 1,000% return?
Yep. Just under it. I got to be honest with you, but I say that humbly. Woo! But anyways, yeah, I'm a 19-year-old. Got into it in high school thanks to my high school business teacher. So shout out to W.
Mr. W.
Yeah.
Or is it Mrs. W?
Yep.
W.
Mr.
Mr. W. All right, we need to get Mr. W on here.
Yeah, you better hook it up. But basically what I look for with my investments, first thing I look for is that revenue growth. I like to see 50% or more year over year, and I like to see a history of that. And I like to see projections of that going into the future. Then the second thing I look for are, I look more in the small cap world, but I look for those small companies that have zero debt on their balance sheet, because if they have a lot of debt, that's not good for these startup small companies, because then they have all this interest expense that eats into the cash flows and the profitability and that sort of thing. So I'm very strict with what I look for in my investments, and I actually have a video coming out on that later this week, so stay tuned for that.
And when you're looking for a low amount of debt, like how low are we talking? Like, is it a percentage of revenue, a percentage of market cap? What exactly are you looking at?
It really just depends on the company. And to me, there's good debt and bad debt, right? I would consider bad debt, just anything that dramatically eats into. You can look into the statement of cash flows and that sort of thing to see that. But yeah, it really depends on the company. But yeah, that's probably the second main thing I look for, is that the low debt beyond the revenue growth.
All right, so there you go. In the first minute, you not only agreed to watch the prank show, but you also gave us the sort of the stock screening criteria. So just to recap real quick, you like small stocks. You want to see 50% year-over-year rev growth with a forecast that will continue. And you want to see low interest payments on debt, so that way the company's got plenty of cash flow to keep feeding operations.
Absolutely, and there's more criteria I look for, but I'm going to save that for the video.
Boom, and we get a tease. That. All right. We're off to a strong start here.
You bet.
Okay, awesome. And so the point of this show, right, what we try to deliver every single day to our audience, to ZingerNation out there, are stock ideas, right? That's why we're spending this time together every day. We want to have fun, we want to do the pranks, but also we need to give people ideas. So tell us about some of the individual names you like, why you like them, etc.
Well, my all-time favorite, especially of 2020, is one that Jason's actually in, CleanSpark, CLSK. And then just recently, I don't make new positions very often, because again, I'm very strict with what I look for, but my most recent play is a company called Curiosity Stream, ticker symbol CURI. And I can go into more depth about what that company is and why I truly believe in them going forward. And then beyond that, I like SG Blocks, SGBX, and then I'm in Workhorse as well, but I consider that more of gamble money just because there's just one big catalyst coming up. And if they don't get that catalyst, the share price could tank. But that's kind of just a general overview of my current positions.
Okay.
Can we go into CURI? I know a little bit about that, Luke. If you have to take my face off just to show the chart, do that, Luke. But I'd like to see the CUIR chart and stuff. Will you, Rex, tell us like the 3 reasons why you like CUI?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah, and producer Rohan, can we get this chart on the screen? This chart is insane.
Yeah, and that's just another note. Somehow I always catch these stocks before they take off. So, but yeah, Curiosity Stream. Reason number 1 I really like them is just their founder. He was the founder of the Discovery Channel, which owns channels like the Science Channel, Animal Planet, all of those sorts of channels. And the best way to describe Curiosity Stream is basically combined, but in streaming format. We've seen the shift from channel-driven to menu-driven on-demand content, and Curiosity Stream is the only streaming service that is 100% solely focused on the factual films, along with these sorts of documentaries. Now, I'm sure lots of you out there are a little skeptical. Why can't Netflix, why can't Disney Plus do this? They can, but the difference is, they might have their 300 to 400 factual films on their service, but those 300 to 400 factual films are also lost in just a vast variety of content on their service between scripted dramas, things like that. And currently, Curiosity Stream already has like 3,100 titles, and they have plans to build that to 12,000 titles within the next 5 years. So all of these, all 12,000 titles are going to be factual films and documentaries. So they're really trying to become that household name for factual films, whereas, Netflix and Disney Plus, you have a lot of other genres and different types of content in that library. So it's going to be more difficult to find. Reason number 2, I like this company. Again, it meets my criteria. The last 3 years, they've doubled their revenues, each of the last 3 years. And they have projections to do 80% revenue growth minimum going into 2021 to, I think, around $71 million in revenue. So there we go. That meets my first criteria I look for. And then number 3, I would just say they don't have a whole lot of debt. So that meets that criteria as well. And just the movement from that channel-driven to menu-driven on-demand content is just going to help this company, continue to prosper.
And
so
go ahead,
what about? Okay, go, Luke. No, I was gonna say profitability. Are their margins decent?
Yeah, that's another thing. Their margins are incredible. The maximum cost to develop and produce a factual film is around $500,000 to $600,000 versus a scripted drama or something on Netflix, which would cost $5 to $6 million. So they produce this content for a 20th of the cost that Netflix or Disney Plus can. And that really just, to me, that's big because through that they can allow the subscription, the price for the subscription can be very, very low. Like just recently I subscribed to their service I get equaled out to $1 per month. They're running a holiday deal, but generally it's around $3 per month. So those of you out there thinking, I don't think people are going to want to pay another amount of money for another streaming service. I mean, it's affordable. It's probably the cheapest streaming service out there, and you get to educate yourself.
Yeah, and Rex, I'm thinking since you like the prank show, maybe you can be in we have the first 2 episodes filmed, but maybe in the 3rd one you could be in, and then maybe we should reach out to CURI, see if they'll carry it on one of their channels. I mean, it's good content, high quality cameras. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, Curiosity Stream has premium content. Everything I've seen is just phenomenal content. So the quality does not drop off because of the cheap price either.
Luke, what do you think about Curiosity? Is this one that you
so there's 2 other things that I like about this one, right? One is it's clearly a takeover target. If they start to get a decent number of subscribers, and they have a strong content library, there's so many massive players that are trying to get into the streaming market that could take them out, right? Like Netflix is, of course, the obvious one. But then you've got Disney, Comcast. I mean, the list could go on and on. So I love that. And then two, let's say that they do struggle getting subscribers onto their platform. If they're creating and own all this content, they can 150% license this content out and open up a revenue stream like that. So I like this one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
I was going to say, but
important.
here's the big question that I have though, right? The stocks run up 70% over like a month, 3 weeks basically. So is it too late? Or is you think that the time to get in is now? That's still okay? Do we need to wait for a pullback? I mean, thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I've always had a long-term mindset with hopes for short-term gains. And fortunately, with almost every single investment I've made, the short-term gains have come. So if you're an investor with that longer-term mindset, I would not worry at all about buying into this stock at today's price, because chances are even 6 months, a year from now, which is considered short-term still, but long-term for some, chances are very high that you're going to make money on that investment. Now, are you getting as good of a price as I got? No, but you're still going to make money. And if you believe in the company, why would you not buy? But on the same note, if you feel like, something I always say is don't buy a $5 hamburger for $50 just because it tastes good, right? If you believe in the company, you believe in where they're going, sure, go ahead and buy in. I would suggest buying in on any dips. I wouldn't buy on a massive green day, but that's where I'm at with that. So don't chase if you don't want to. Don't buy a $5 hamburger for $50 just because it tastes good. Run your own research, run your own analysis, and if you like it, you should have no issue getting involved with it currently.
Boom. There it is.
Love what you're saying this one. I love what you're saying this one, and by the end of March, let's get a show syndicated together to them. We'll see. You never know. And wait, before you go to your next stock, so am I. Before you go to your next stock pick, there's some in the chat. A couple people want to know, like, for the 1,000% gain, what was your biggest gaining stock last year, or the biggest two gaining stocks? I don't know if it's options or what, but what are those?
Yeah, so they actually weren't options plays. I generally stay away from options unless I'm very, very confident and bullish in the short term and the long term of the stock. My biggest gainers, I really haven't gone back and seen, but CleanSpark was one of them for sure. And I would think Workhorse is slightly behind CleanSpark on that, but I've had, 5, 6, 7 plays that hit triple-digit return pretty quickly. So, there really isn't. I don't think I had a losing play in 2020. Now, that's pretty easy because it was a very bullish market. But I had a lot of those sorts of plays that were triple-digit return where I doubled my money very, very quickly. So it's not like one of them really rocketed and that's the primary reason I hit 1,000% return. No, it's nothing like that. I had a lot of different stocks that did very well for me.
That's awesome.
And
that sort of pulls us back, just really quickly. That pulls us back sort of to the beginning when you're talking about, you're teasing your video that you have coming up. So we're going to talk about it at the end, how people can find that. But your methodology, right? You like the strong revenue growth. You like these smaller names, and you don't want them to have too much debt. It seems like that combination definitely won for you last year.
Yep, I hope it continues to do that going into the future. Again, there's some more things I look for beyond the little to no debt and the revenue growth, but those are really the two main things. And if you can find companies like that, chances are you're going to be in a good investment going forward. But a lot of it also lies on the management team. How do they handle their company? Are they bought into their own business? That's another thing I really look for when I'm making investments, but just things like that.
And when you
Did
talk
you
about
own Tesla?
Nope, I did not own. Well, I bought a call option one time running into Battery Day. I sold that call option before Battery Day because I just kind of felt like whatever would come out that day was probably baked in or priced in. So I sold out for a gain there, but I never got into Tesla, no.
All right, you're the man. And I could tell you Battery Day, I have owned the stock of Tesla forever, and I shorted before Battery Day because it was all built up, and then I bought after. but
Yep.
because people thought they'd make a 1,000-mile battery, which there couldn't be because that would ruin the residual value of the existing car lot outside, whole thing. So people didn't understand that today, but you saved yourself. But I think 1,000% gain without owning Tesla and the trades you made. I mean, that's amazing. And you how old are you again, Rex? Did you say how old? I just want to make sure I heard it right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised you're taken by surprise, but 19 years old.
How old are you? 19. That's freaking amazing. I would love to fly you out to Detroit for a couple days and do some stuff with you. I mean, that's amazing. I want your story to be shared because it's the stuff that you did on your own. You learned it. Others can do this stuff for themselves. You're 19 years old. You didn't have some advanced degree. You did the research. And the reason I love what you're doing is you're going deep on these companies. And I'm sure, like over time, you'll have a couple losers, which you should, because that means you're swinging the bat even bigger. No one's ever going to say, "Listen, you needed to make more mistakes. You got 1,000%." No one's ever going to say that. I had like 310% this past year, and like that was a home run for me. Now I'm not doing trading stocks full time, but it was like a big year. But you're 19 years old. There is intelligence to be shared with the world. So we got to talk more about that. Okay, now Luke, you take over the rest because I have to pause and do this one thing. So you take over the rest. Rex, congrats, man. And I hope 2021 is even bigger, man. Congrats. Love it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason. And congrats on the 310% return. That's nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, but it's not great.
Compared to you, it is. Compared to you, you're like, you freaking 3x'd me by more.
Jason, what we should do tomorrow, we should each pull up our portfolios and do the biggest winners and losers. That would be fun. I think I'm around 80 for 2020, so I want to do that one. But all right.
I mean, mine's a little unfair because I have a majority Tesla. You know that, so.
Yep. All right, Rex. We can't let you leave without talking about CleanSpark. At the beginning of the show, right. I said, are there any tickers that we need to make sure to cover today? And MARA was one, but CLSK, CleanSpark, I mean, that got maybe 24 people saying we have to talk about CleanSpark. So you mentioned that one as a name that you like. For anybody who doesn't know, we've talked about the stock a decent bit on the show already, but for anybody who doesn't know, can you just tell us what the company is, and then get into what you like about it? And of course, guys, smash the like for Rex out there. The bigger we get this community, the more likes we have, etc., the more trade ideas we get going. So Rex, take us away on that CleanSpark.
Yeah, first I just gotta say, Rex Nation out there, hit the like button for them, man. They brought me onto this, and I'm enjoying this. They have a great platform, so hit the like button for them. But on to CleanSpark now, what people want to hear. CleanSpark is focused on the microgrid industry. So I'll explain briefly what a microgrid is. So it's basically the traditional power grid, but it's decentralized. So basically you can separate yourself away from the power grid, and through that you never have to pay a power bill ever again. So obviously that's very beneficial to businesses and even individual customers like me who would maybe someday want to put a microgrid on a house. And really where that's best seen is in California, where we've seen these rolling blackouts over the year of 2020. And if you had a microgrid, when PG&E shut off power for however many people they shut it off for, you would not have lost power because the microgrid is decentralized, you own the power. And in fact, there were many people through CleanSpark's grid fabric, who they acquired last year, that were able to sell their stored power back to the traditional grid as a stream. You take a power bill, you never have to pay it again into a revenue stream. And that's very big. And recently,
and that's sort of like the Solar City model, right?
Yeah, 100%. And recently, CleanSpark acquired a Bitcoin mining company called AAPL Data Centers, and I think my video is glitching a little bit right here, but I apologize for that. But AAPL Data Centers is a Bitcoin mining company, and CleanSpark pairs their microgrid technology and software with this Bitcoin mining facility. And as far as I'm aware, they've demonstrated the lowest cost to mine Bitcoin yet demonstrated in the world. And that's because through their microgrids, they can bring that cost down just so dramatically. And I think they have plans to put like an acre of solar panels on the roof of this facility. And obviously with Bitcoin shooting up, a lot of people have gotten into CleanSpark and a lot of money there. And I think there's a lot of room to go still, just because they're growing revenues like crazy. All of their bad debt is paid off. They're virtually debt free. All of these things I look for.
Awesome. And so I'm going to ask you the same question about CleanSpark that I asked about Curie, which is we've had a big run up in the stock, right? We've talked about this one on the show. I can see from the comments that there's absolutely some FOMO about this one for people who didn't get in. I'm one of those FOMO people. There's my buzzer horn for myself. Give it short term, long term. How are you feeling about this thing with the stock trading at $27?
Well, somewhat unfortunately, but more on the fortunate side, but there's that downside there with the recent Bitcoin mining acquisition, is that the stock price is going to follow the price of Bitcoin somewhat, because ATL data centers makes up a part of this overall business. So it's only natural. So it's really impossible to say where we're going to go in the short term. We're probably more dependent on Bitcoin than we are microgrids currently. But I will tell you that through this acquisition, they're going to see hundreds of new microgrid proposals coming right at them, because if they do indeed demonstrate the lowest cost to mine a Bitcoin, how many other mining companies are going to come to them and ask for them to deploy their technology on their facility, right? So short term, impossible to say, but long term, again, I think I've been on record saying I think CleanSpark is going to be a $10 to $15 billion company several years down the line. Back when I said that would equate to about $500 per share. I don't know where that equates to now. Probably less than that, because they have diluted a little bit since then. But the long term, I'm very bullish on this company. So if you're a longer term minded investor, and you have patience, because patience always pays, right?
Yep.
I would have no issue. But if I didn't have a position currently, let's just say that if I did not own any shares currently, I wouldn't have any issue buying shares of this company today with a long term mindset.
Awesome. So there you have it. We've got the full pitch on Curie, Curiosity Stream, CLSK, CleanSpark. I like these, and I like the approach that you take too. It's sort of the tough question of would you still buy this thing after these stocks have had a run up? You were in them before they had those runs, and I like the way that you approach them. Right, the patience is key, and that sort of thing. So I appreciate that, Rex.
Absolutely.
And I'll ask you one more, and then we'll let you run. We've already taken up a good chunk of your trading day. But how do people find out more? Right? You teased the stock picking, how you go about filtering these stocks down and finding them. I know you've got a YouTube presence, you have a Discord. So give us the lowdown on how people stay in touch.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm a YouTuber with over 20,000 subscribers. The growth has been unreal, but my YouTube channel is Rex Finance, REXFINANCE. No spaces. Type it into YouTube. You'll find where I'm at. And I have a members-only Discord server. So that's a service where people can pay a certain amount per month to get early access to what I'm looking at and what I'm doing, really. They get early access to standalone videos on new companies that I haven't brought to the channel yet. They get early access to buy and sell alerts and that sort of thing. So that's more exclusive for people that want to pay. But my YouTube channel, Rex Finance, go find it there. I'm on Twitter, Rex_Finance. Stock Twits, I think, is just Rex Finance with no spaces. So I'm anywhere and everywhere you can find me. And we're really building one of the best, I think it's the best communities on all of investing YouTube. No offense to Benzinga over here.
No, that's fine. We'll be fine being second place. As long as you still come on.
Absolutely. I'm ready to come on whenever you guys want me to come on.
Awesome, man. We love it. The audience clearly loves it. It's been awesome having you here with us. You gave us the ideas on how to find stocks. You talked about stocks. You agreed to watch the prank show, maybe even participate in the prank show at some point. So it's all positive.
Absolutely, man. I love doing this sort of thing and really just telling my story. 19-year-old. If I'm 19 and can do it, anybody out there can do it at 19 years old. If you have the drive, the passion, the work ethic that other people don't have, to read through the 10Ks, the 10Qs, do your own research, that sort of thing. And that's really what I'm trying to do on my YouTube channel, is make investing young and easy.
Yep. Yeah. And I love that. I love that message, right? The 19-year-old message. I mean, I joined Benzinga when I was 19 and in college.
Wow.
And every Friday and Saturday, well, people were out partying and my friends were going out and about.
Yeah.
I mean, I was locked up in my room writing a newsletter, right? I was writing a weekend stock newsletter about options, actually, so like specifically about options every Friday, Saturday, and skipping those parties, because it is a lot of that hard work and that drive and just the desire to want to know this stuff and the desire to want to win and be the best. So I love that point that you make.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, that's something, I'm a college kid too, and I've chosen to stay in, do research on companies, work on my community, work on my YouTube channel, because I really value that. And that's really where the passion, the drive, the work ethic comes in. And again, if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it out there.
Cool. Awesome, Rex. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. This was great. I'd love to come on again sometime in the future. Rex Nation, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to Benzinga.
Boom. There we have it. Rex, one final time. You get the air horns for such an awesome performance. There we go. Awesome. All right, Zinger Nation, and one last thing before we have to go. I do have to hop off at about 1 o'clock Eastern, right on the dot today, to take a client call, but I cannot leave you without getting to a chat challenge. Again, this is every week we're asking everybody in the YouTube comment section to pick a stock. This week we're going to ask what is going to be the best performing stock of the week. That's the question. We're going to check in on this every single day at the end of each show to figure out, how are we faring in the leaderboard, who's on top, who's on bottom. The winner of the week, I don't know what the prize is yet, guys. If you want to go ahead and drop in some prize ideas in the chat, we'll pick one of those. But you guys know how this works. All I need is a ticker. Producer Rohan, if you can get my screen up. I am going to be hammering these in as fast as I can keep up to get these stock tickers for your guys' chat challenge into here.
We have Jason back as well.
Oh, Jason's back. How was your thing, Jason?
I had a good call. It's involving some online gaming vertical experience that I'm trying to get color on for GAN and ELYS for our people. So we're going to bring on an online gaming expert probably later this week.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah, I know it was weird timing, but yeah. And they love this stock SKLZ right now, Luke.
What is it? I don't know that one.
You're going to be, oh my God, BNGO, that's bingo. What is his name, O? That's one, and SKLZ. They're like taking off. They're like the Momo plays right now for your chat challenge. And then COUV, guys. Do you remember COUV yesterday? You guys, I may make a plan, COUV. We reached out to the CO to come on the show. Hopefully the CO will come on. But, for SKLZ, ARK Investment bought a little bit of the stock yesterday. It went up 9%. And, Luke, did I tell you I have Kathy Wood confirmed on? I don't know the date. You guys just said the date. I'm going to follow up with Kathy today, and I'm going to try to bring her on. I'm going to do a Raz Report Power Hour combined. It's going to be a special edition. Hopefully, I'm not sure the date, and we'll do it live. It'll be a half an hour to an hour show. I don't think I purchased COUV yet. It seems too risky, but I may buy some, but I won't buy it on the show because it's a 39-cent stock. I don't want to move that like that. All right, Luke, keep doing it. You're typing your stock.
I'm typing them. We got a lot of people in this week, and what surprises me is that nobody has thrown in what they think the price should be. Jason, when you were out last week, somebody said the price should be a share of Apple. So we have to figure out how to give somebody a share of Apple. I don't know how to do that, but we'll figure it out. But we need prize ideas for our chat challenge this week. And we need more tickers.
Wait,
I'm leaving in 2 minutes, so if you do not have your ticket in 2 minutes, you're missing out on the chat challenge again. We're going to be checking back in on this thing every single day this week, so get them in there.
So this is one of our users, Caesar, made us new shirts. These shirts are kind of sweet. The one I loved was Bitcoin. I want that Benzinga swag store up. You guys, I love users becoming team members at Benzinga. We have Aaron Bry, who became one, Mitch Hotch, Matthew Bills, RF, he's sick right now with COVID, so please think about him. And this guy, this new store. So Luke, you're saying new gifts for the chat challenge. Some of these shirts that are not Benzinga related, they're just in general shirts, are shirts that I would love to have on right now. As I'm in Florida, I would love to walk around with that Bitcoin shirt and then the stocks. I would love to. I'd have so many people come up to me, all the people on the beach would say, look at that guy in that Bitcoin shirt. You know what I mean? I'd be the coolest guy.
They would think you got in early.
Yeah. I want a Raznick Upward beer mug. Exactly. So this is what we need. Miami Beach needs these shirts. So, Luke, that's going to be the gift. Wait till you guys see this new store we're unveiling. Luke, when is the store going to happen with Caesar?
It should happen this week. There's no reason not, right? I mean, if we're giving away a prize from the store, then it has to happen this week.
You know, I get like so scared. Like I'm looking at an airplane flying over us right now in a clear blue sky. It's just like so. I don't know. It's crazy. The airplanes just fly around in the sky. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kind of. Okay.
Imagine how they felt in like 1940. I think it's crazy too. I was on a flight recently and was looking at the turbine, and I'm like, how does this have enough power to move like 400 people on this flight?
Yeah. So this airplane, this flew over me. Southwest airplane, so visible. It's just so scary. And I just don't want to be on the airplane because I just want to stay here for like ever right now. But I got to go home and coach a flag football team. You know, if you guys are flag football experts or fourth graders, send me video plays. Oh, we got a view of Hot Stock Luke, but it's Rohan.
It's Hot Stocks, not Luke. It's the writer of Rohan. Is that what they're calling me in the chat these days? The producers are the writers of Rohan.
Everybody thought you got fired last week, by the way, Rohan. When I said we have a new producer, Aaron.
Nope, can't get rid of me that easily. But yeah, Jason, I guess if you don't want to come back, you know, like you're welcome to keep doing this online thing, but we'd love to have you back. We miss you.
But Rohan, the guy yesterday wanted to fire you, but then he wrote me a message this morning and apologized. He goes, I watched it over and I feel like I was a little too harsh on those guys. You know, that was Jack Hurley. He was ready to can you. I felt bad. Oh, look at your setup. This is good. Rohan, you do got to get that. But Rohan, did you get the Baba Booey mic yet? Did you see the intercom thing yet?
I looked it up. I am informed now. I felt stupid when I realized what it was, but no intercom mic yet. In the chat, let us know. Do you want me to sound like I'm coming over a school speaker system, or do you just enjoy this? And you know, if you want
chat. That's not how you Rohan. You asked the wrong way. Do you want Rohan to come out to sound
wait. I gotta go.
What?
I gotta do a client call. Peace, guys. We have 64 entries in the chat challenge. Again, we're checking in on this every single day this week. So make sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But peace, guys.
Peace. All right. Okay, we got a bunch of chat challenges. Okay, Rohan, you're gonna lose this one. Rohan, get your face back on. You're gonna lose this one in a big way, man. Rohan, are you here? Rohan, I don't see you.
I'm here.
All right, Rohan thinks he needs a good mic. Watch this. Chat, people in the chat, don't let me persuade you. You give your own opinion because he'll say that it's because they're listening to me. So tell the truth. One, if you want Rohan to keep the mic he's using now, I'm even going to make it harder for me to win this one. I'm going to do the ones because usually people vote one. So one, if you want Rohan to keep the mic he's on now, or two, press two if you want like the intercom mic, like Baba Booey, it comes off like he's in an intercom thing. And I'm for sure two. I'll type 2 10 times. Go for it, guys.
Let us know in the chat. Let's
what?
See it.
I'm watching it. We got some ones.
One, two. Intercom.
I can't believe there's any one.
One.
Come on, you don't like the intercom mic like Baba Booey? Come on, guys. We need twos. Oh, for Ron, you want ones? Like
we're gonna have to go back and count this. We're getting some twos.
I know you're getting some ones too. It's pretty even. I was looking right now. Okay, they're saying yes, but not all the time.
Maybe I can just put an effect on this one. We'll see if that's possible.
We're getting more twos, I think.
Oh boy,
the election is rigged.
We're gonna have to get someone to go back and count this. Maybe Aaron Bryan.
Yeah, this is pretty close. This is way closer than I thought it would be. Who did the Benzinga one though? That's bullshit. Okay, and then the next thing is we're gonna do a chat challenge next week for nicknames for Rohan. Producer Rohan is too normal. Rohan, we need nicknames for Rohan. Okay, guys. So you see what he looks like right now. You can see him. So we need nicknames, and I don't know what that producer of Rohan. Okay, fine. I don't know.
For now, but if you guys have better ideas, let us know.
Jason Hudnell said, it's his mic, let him choose. No, Jason Hudnell, it's not about his mic, my mic. It's about you, the user. See, people, that's what I wanted to talk about in the 945 this morning. That's what I missed to talk about. That was the one line. People sometimes say, well, Jason wants it this way. Jason wants it this way. It's not about me. It's not about Jason. It's about the user. When a customer comes in for Benzinga Pro and they have a question and we don't respond back to them, they think we're assholes. So we need to respond back every time, no exceptions, no excuses, every single customer, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, all the time. And so people say, Jason wants it this way. No, Jason doesn't want it this way. The users want it this way. I mean, come on, right, Rohan?
Yep, and it's about the audience. So however you want to hear me, if you want this regular mic or if you want to have fun with the intercom, like it's about you guys. I don't matter in this. But I love your suggestions. We got some good nicknames in here. I'm gonna go through them later, and maybe we can vote on them.
I actually like Keith Sayer's one, Brohan.
I've gotten that one quite a bit. Brohan's definitely one of them.
I like Brohan. I like it. I don't know why someone said virgin. What the heck does that mean for you? You don't mess with Rohan, but there's some good names. Yeah, Brohan. Brohan's is my pick right now. But my pick doesn't matter. It's the users. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you guys didn't want a prank show on the Daily Show. You guys didn't want pranks. So we listened to you. We're not going to do pranks on the show. We're starting a new show because you don't want any pranks on here. We are going to do pranks like call companies and see how their customer service is and then transfer them to a competitor. We're going to do that on the show. But you guys said no. And so we started another show. So again, when Jason Hubnell says it's about Rohan, it's his mic. No. Like part of the Howard Stern show, that intercom mic from Gary Del Bate is fucking hilarious in my opinion. But if you guys think it's annoying as shit, then we don't need to do it. And I just swore more than ever, if I did this on the pre-market prep show with Joel would literally go freaking ape shit.
Yeah,
so
we might get flagged with the ads on this one. We have it checked for light profanity, but we'll see. We might have passed that that line at the end there.
All right,
By the way, I saw one that says Brohan Solo. I might be a fan of that one.
These guys are crazy. All right. I mean, then again, we had the voting for the name of the show. It's a Power Hour, but they wanted to do it Stock Squirts. That's what the name of they wanted. So this is the kind of group we got. All right. If you're in Miami Beach, come to the beach. We'll go surfing today. Other than that, some stocks are looking good. Like I said, yesterday was a sell day. I put some buys in. Billy Big D, you asked if I bought Upwork yesterday. I did not. I would have. I didn't even notice it. I did pick up a little more GAN. I'm not going to buy any more GAN for a while. Hopefully we can hit a 25 level, and then we can celebrate in the streets. Celebration. Come on. All right. So that's it. Brohan, we got anything else going on, Brohan?
Not much. We will be back tomorrow, and you will see. Maybe we can put all these together in like a document or something, and we'll actually have you guys vote on a name for me.
Not a document. We use a Google form. That's how we chose the name. It's a Google survey,
Okay, we'll throw something together.
Yeah, and then wait, one more last thing I guess what I was going to say is we got to get the word out more about what we do. We got to get the podcast out. If you guys are good at marketing, let us know because we need to do a better job to get the stuff out more. But if you're around here, hit me up. You can hit me on jason@benzinga.com. Stop by and say hello. I love meeting people in person. We'll have to be 6 foot distance because Brohan gave me corona. Just kidding. Brohan didn't give me corona. All right? But I love you all. We love you all. And I guess, Brohan, send us off, man.
All right. I wish I had the soundboard. It was connected to Luke's laptop, but
get us on Spotify. Surfline Bra says, get us on Spotify.
Get on Spotify. The Raz Report is on Spotify. Look up the Raz Report if you want to listen there. If you guys really want a podcast version of this show, then let us know and we can put it on there too. But we are most definitely on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Do you guys want a podcast version of the show? Press 1 if yes, press 2 if no. If you think we should have a podcast version of the show, press 1. Press 2 if no, if we don't need to have one. You guys tell us. We don't know. Again, we're building this company with you. This is ZingerNation. When people yell at us, we're the same guy. Guys, we're your team. We're going to figure out how to get you stock in our company eventually. We're going to figure this out. We are you. You are us. We love you. You love us, hopefully. Some guys don't. Okay, you got a lot of ones. More one. Let's say you get 20 ones, then we do a podcast. Right now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're 6 away. I guess no podcast.
We'll see.
All
Maybe
right,
they'll make
no
it.
podcast.
Quick question for the
We got-
audience I have as well. Our other producer, Aaron Thomas, who actually I can throw him on if he wants.
Oh, we're over 20. We got a podcast. We're over 20. Yeah. We're over 20.
That was my vocal sound effect.
I'm gonna go party. Wow, over 20. We're gonna get a podcast, guys. Okay, go with your Aaron Thomas question. But we're over 20.
Aaron, I'm gonna throw you on here. So why don't you tell him? I just want to know how many of the people came from Discord, because you did something with Discord today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
look, we're over 20.
Who wants to ask the question. Figure out.
That's something I'm gonna have to look through and find out.
Well, I wasn't asking you. I was asking you to ask them. But anyway,
you need to look through and find out. Aaron,
if you guys came from Discord,
oh, if you guys came over from Discord, throw us a like. Don't forget to subscribe.
And apparently Jason is enjoying himself.
Press the number 1. Press the number 1, Aaron. If you guys came from Discord, press the 1. I don't know what Aaron did. Anyone come from Discord?
I'll post the Benzinga Discord in the chat shortly.
Aaron, are you cold? Someone said turn on the heat for Aaron.
Yeah, what are you doing, Aaron? And then,
I'm on
wait, Paul
yeah,
Propopolis.
You know, I'm a pretty
Hold
cold
on,
guy. Winter's not my season.
Don't turn this off yet, guys. Come on, Paul Propopolis. If you wrote the bits for Adam Carolla, we could use you for the prank show. So send an email to Jason@benzinga.com and Luke@benzinga.com. And let's go there. And then Aaron Thomas, if you really did something with Discord, you just have to ask them, if they came from Discord. That's how you find out. You can. This is the beauty of this thing. You can always test really nicely. And you guys see this beautiful sunny beach? I'm not going to it today. I'm going to be sitting in this in my hotel room the rest of the day doing work. So while you guys are out
why
on the
didn't you
beach,
take us with you? Will you have us over here in Detroit?
Clearly I'm cold. You should have taken us
totally
to Florida.
Rohan, I would have brought you, but not Aaron Thomas. He is not a good traveler.
Okay, well,
Fair.
You did take Aaron to New York. So, I mean, that might have been because I had COVID, but you did take Aaron to New York, so clearly it's my turn now.
Because he missed his flight. You guys, Aaron Thomas, I could have done a prank show of that. So he does not know how to travel. Let's put it that way. Okay? All right, guys. It was good talking to you.
I think we've been on it for
too long.
Yeah.
We'll get a podcast. We love you guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Yep.
Peace, ZingerNation.
See you tomorrow.